Andrew, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I couldn't be there. I'm sorry I'm right over just across the bridge, but thank you so much for having me anyway.
Well, that's okay. I can feel your energy and your spirit, and it's a lovely kitchen. I get to do a looky-loo anyway. So there you have it. This recipe is so awesome. It's salmon, asparagus, and potatoes, a lovely combination. We start, though, with our potatoes.
Absolutely. And before we even get started, I just want to talk to the folks at home about what to do when this happens.
Oh, I have a lot of those stains on my sheet pans. What is that about?
Well, this is polymerized oil, and that's actually a good thing. Looks kind of gnarly, so most people's instinct is to throw it away. Do not throw this away. This is gold. Give this to your children.
Andrew, do you know how many hours I've spent scrubbing that with no success?
No, see, this gives the pan non-stick qualities. It's great. This is what you want. Looks a little crazy. You want this.
Okay, I am 50 years old and someone's finally telling me this. Okay, since we're talking about sheet pans, are all created equal? I know I have an aluminum here. Some people don't like sheet pan cooking because of that.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a little tricky with sauces, like, some red sauces. That's a reactive pan, so it can leach some flavors in there. But, it's really such a versatile tool. I appreciate your appreciation.
I definitely have it. All right, let me see what you got here, because I love salmon, asparagus, and potatoes. So we're launching in. I've got sliced potatoes on my pan already.
Yeah, so we're going to start with the potatoes because they take the longest to cook. We're just going to toss them with a little bit of olive oil. That's a lot of bit of olive oil. Either way, it'll be fine. And then we're going to hit it with some kosher salt. I like to put kosher salt. Pepper, always freshly ground. Tastes better, smells better, is better. So just drop that in there.
Love it.
There we go. Toss these guys together. Carefully, because we're on camera. We don't want to embarrass ourselves by dropping a potato. I knew it was going to happen. There we go. So toss these guys together until they're well coated. Make sure everybody's all slippery because we don't want them to stick to the pan too much. And then I like to preheat my sheet tray pans for stuff like this, because that way you can, not only is it going to make a great noise. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Get it right close to my mic.
I love it.
But also, it's going to put a nice. It's going to help put a nice crust on the potatoes.
You've given me
be a little careful.
2 new tips in a matter of minutes. Making sure that the pan is already nice and hot, and don't throw away all of those pans. Okay, I'm already in love with this recipe. So we've got our potatoes, the sizzling sheet pan. We put those back in.
Yep, I'm just being a stickler and putting all mine cut side down so they get a nice crust on there.
What are you, a Virgo?
You don't have to do that.
I'm a Virgo. That's a very Virgo thing to do.
I am a Virgo.
What?
What? Yeah, I am.
That is such a Virgo thing to do. Oh my, that is.
Weird. I've never heard that described as a Virgo thing, but it makes perfect sense. So we got the potatoes in the oven. We're Virgos, and we got the potatoes in the oven at 400. We're gonna let them bake for like 20, 30 minutes until they're just starting to turn brown. And then we're gonna be baking our salmon and our asparagus.
Before we go to break, I want you to take me through this marinade, though, because the potatoes are in the oven. I've got the marinade that we're preparing for the salmon. What do we have in here?
Absolutely. This is a super simple vinaigrette. We're just going to do the juice of 1 lemon.
Okay.
Just like that. I got my lemon juicer here. If you don't have one of these, they're worth their weight in gold.
I love it. I live by it. I've got an already juiced lemon right here. I'm pouring it into the bowl.
Isn't it great to be on TV?
It is, really, because my kitchen is nothing like this. It's like,
yeah, no.
Where's the lemon squeezer thing? Oh, yeah, it's kind of crazy. But we have this here.
So, yeah, we got the lemon juice in a small bowl. We got, it was probably like 2-3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. I know you have a lot of mustard in your house. I watched your
I'm a mustard fan, so we got that.
And I'm also going to crush a clove of garlic in there. Optional, but lovely if you like garlic.
Now you're crushing your garlic. I often put my garlic in the zester. Is that wrong?
Oh, no, that's great. I love zested garlic. The more you chop up garlic, the more cell walls you rupture, the more garlic flavor you're gonna get. And the most you can get is with a grater. So that if you love garlic flavor, that's the way to roll.
This. Now we've already seasoned the potatoes on our sheet pan. We made our mustard vinaigrette. Andrew, before we get to the what's next, tell me what this controversy is over asparagus. You've been ready to tell us.
I'm sure that someone in your life at some point has said to take the tough bottoms off of asparagus, you should bend it and break it. We're allowed to break where it breaks naturally. That is lies and hearsay and not true.
Well, I just did it.
No difference.
How is it not true? I just snapped it.
It'll work, but it also really makes no difference. So if you can go through, it appeals to me as a Virgo to go through and snap one at a time, or you can just, that's it.
Oh, well, I'll never be able to do that, okay? Listen, I'm just getting in this cooking game.
I just did it on TV, that was
all right, that was very impressive. So you've snapped off the ends with a knife to your asparagus. But we have our vinaigrette.
Yes.
I have this beautiful salmon in front of me. Our potatoes have roasted about, 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes?
15, 20, even 30. It's going to depend on your oven. It's going to depend on a whole lot of things. You just want some browning on the potatoes.
Okay.
You want them to lift off the bottom of the pan. So now we got the salmon, and the beautiful vinaigrette is for the salmon. I need to trivet so I don't destroy my table. Here we go. And I'm going to grab the salmon, or the potatoes out of the oven, rather.
Okay.
We're going to make some room on the sheet pan. I'm just going to sort of put these guys right in the center here.
Okay.
Ideally oil them first because they will stick otherwise. But if you don't like the skin, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And then we're going to smother these guys down with our vinaigrette. Here we go. Boom. This vinaigrette is beautiful on a salad, or if you bake it in this context, if you heat it, the garlic gets really nice and roasty and lovely. So I've got the vinaigrette on the salmon, and lastly, we're going to do asparagus. And here's another great use for a sheet pan. Trying to toss this asparagus with some olive oil. You gonna do it in here? No. Drop it in here and give it a little toss.
I mean, but look at this. We have this entire meal we're about to finish off here, and you really have 2 pans. That's all you have to clean up. You don't have a bunch of pans on top of your stove, and you don't have to clean off the top of the stove.
I appreciate you calling the sheet pan the unsung hero of the kitchen, because most people have a Teflon cookie sheet and they hardly use it, or they use it for cookies only. These things are super duper versatile, and everybody should have one at the ready, I think.
All right, so we season our asparagus and we slide it over in the rest of the sheet pan to join in the party.
And I'm running behind you.
That's
because
okay.
I'm being a little bit too detail oriented. There we go. Toss these guys around, drop them on the pan.
Nice.
Should be a nice sizzle.
Okay.
Wasn't for me. It's okay. So hopefully there'll be enough room for all the asparagus here. And we drop this guy back in the oven for another 12 to 15 minutes, something like that, until the salmon registers. I like my salmon medium rare, 130, so until it registers there.
Nice. All right, I've got a finished product here. It looks so beautiful when you pull this tray out. I love the easy serving. So if it's multiple people at your home, they can go by the sheet pan and pick up whatever they want from the tray. I also love, Andrew, how all of these flavors just start to blend in but not become overwhelming while in the sheet pan cooking together.
Absolutely, and this is my attempt at being a little bit healthier. 2020 was my year of staying inside and eating whatever I want, and now we're getting back out in the world a little bit, and need to lighten things up a little bit, for me at least.
I like that. We're all about the spring summer refresh around here, so I love that. All right, so you've got cilantro on here. We have that. It looks beautiful. I'm gonna try a little piece.
Also, I just said I was trying to be healthy, but something I love to finish this up with, and I'm sorry I didn't tell your production crew about this, because you should keep this in your fridge along with ketchup and mustard. This is compound butter. So this is butter that I've allowed to soften to room temperature. I've added freshly chopped herbs, parsley, dill, and crushed a clove of garlic in there. And that's going just everywhere. That really plays nice with everything that's happening.
You were 5 minutes ago the man who was arranging potatoes, and now you're throwing butter down. Let me tell you something. I know that there are official cooking shows that you could watch. The reason why we do cooking shows on the Tamron Hall show is because this is how it really happens in the kitchen. Andrew, the recipe for your butter will also be on our website. Thank you so much. Go to TamronHallShow.com for that butter recipe and this beautiful one-sheet salmon, asparagus, potato recipe. Andrew serves it all up in a new episode of Binging with Babish on the Babish Culinary Universe channel every week. And again, be sure to go to TamronHallShow.com for the entire recipe. Andrew, from one Virgo to the other. Bravo, friend. Thank you.